Have you ever wished your phone camera could work more like a professional one, where you can swap out lenses depending on the shot you want? That idea might soon become a reality. A newly uncovered patent suggests that Samsung is working on something pretty exciting, a modular camera system for smartphones. Instead of being stuck with just the camera your phone comes with, this system could let you attach different types of lenses directly to your device. Think of zoom lenses, ultra-wide options, or even ones for close-up shots. It's the kind of flexibility that photographers get from DSLRs, and now it might be heading to our pockets. This new idea showed up in a patent filed with the WIPO database, which gives us a sneak peek into what Samsung might be planning. The design breaks down into four main parts: the phone's body, a separate lens you can attach, an image sensor, and a small motor that can help adjust parts of the setup. In simple words, you'd be able to snap a lens onto your phone, and it would instantly be ready to take a different kind of photo. Now, modular camera systems aren't entirely new. Vivo recently introduced the X200 Ultra, a phone that supports a magnetic telephoto lens converter. When it's attached, it boosts the zoom capabilities up to around 8.7 times optical zoom, which is close to 200 millimeters, something you usually only get with a big, expensive camera. That shows there's already a market for this kind of thing. But Samsung's take on the idea might go even further. The patent also shows a ring on the lens itself, which may allow manual control, possibly for zooming or focusing. This could give users more hands-on control, similar to what you get with a regular camera lens. If done right, this could seriously change the way we use phone cameras. Another cool feature mentioned in the patent is automatic lens recognition. This might work through magnets or RFID technology, which would allow the phone to instantly detect which lens is attached. The phone could then adjust camera settings to match the lens, all without you having to do anything. That's a big step toward making smartphone photography more advanced while keeping it easy for everyone to use. While there are already third-party lenses out there like the ones from Moment, they often need special phone cases and can be a bit clunky to use. Samsung's concept, on the other hand, seems to be fully built into the phone's design. That could make it feel more natural and less like an add-on. The only downside is that it might limit these lenses to certain Galaxy models unless Samsung finds a way to make them work with different devices. There's also a chance Samsung could take a more flexible route, selling the lenses separately as add-ons. That would mean they wouldn't have to redesign every phone model, and users could buy only the lenses they want. They could even include a grip or mount to make the lens attachment easier. This approach could keep costs down while still offering better photo options. Of course, it's important to remember that patents don't always lead to real products. Tech companies often file them to protect their ideas, and many of those ideas never reach the market. But the fact that Samsung is even exploring modular camera tech shows that they're thinking ahead about how phone cameras can evolve. Imagine having a lens in your bag or pocket, ready to snap onto your phone whenever you want a better shot. You wouldn't need to carry a heavy camera or worry about switching between devices. It could completely change how we think about mobile photography. If you like this update and want to keep up with the latest tech news, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Is Samsung about to launch its slimmest phone ever? Because if this leak is true, the Galaxy S25 Edge is going to turn a lot of heads. The latest information, coming from a trusted German source, gives us a full look at what might be the most talked about model in Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S25 series. And the headline here, it's all about how thin this phone is. According to the leak, the Galaxy S25 Edge will be just 5.85 millimeters thick. That's incredibly slim, even thinner than most older smartphones. It's also said to weigh just 163 grams, which is extremely light for a phone with a big 6.7-inch display. To make this happen, Samsung is using a lightweight titanium frame, just like we saw with some recent flagships, and pairing it with a mix of premium materials. The back is covered with Gorilla Glass Victus 2, while the front will use something called Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2. That's a shift from the Gorilla Armor 2 protection expected on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And yes, there will be new color options too. According to the report, you'll be able to get the Galaxy S25 Edge in titanium silver, titanium iso blue, and titanium jet black. Now let's talk specs. This is still a flagship phone, so you're getting powerful hardware under the hood. The processor will be Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is expected to power many high-end Android phones this year. You'll also get 12 GBs of RAM and a choice between 256 or 512 GBs of storage. For the cameras, the setup looks solid. The rear system will feature a massive 200 megapixel main sensor and a 12 megapixel ultrawide. The front camera will be 12 megapixels, which is pretty standard for Samsung's high-end devices. Now for the catch, and it's a big one for some users. The The leak confirms that the Galaxy S25 Edge will have just a 3,900 mAh battery. That's about 1,000 mAh less than what's rumored for the Galaxy S25 Plus. In simple terms, the phone sacrifices battery capacity to get that super slim look. On paper, the rest of the hardware should run efficiently. This Snapdragon 8 Elite chip is expected to be more power efficient, and Samsung usually does a good job with software optimization. But let's be honest, high-resolution 1440 display, a powerful processor, and such a thin battery could mean that heavy users will need to charge more often than they'd like. This makes it clear. Samsung made a choice here. They went all in on making a sleek, ultra-thin phone, possibly to stand out in a market where most flagships are getting bulkier. Whether or not that's a good trade-off will depend on what users want most. If you've ever wished your phone felt lighter and easier to handle, this might be exactly what you're looking for. But if you're someone who uses your phone all day without plugging in, you might want to take a closer look at the regular S25 or the S25 Plus. Either way, the Galaxy S25 Edge is shaping up to be one of the most unique phones Samsung has released in a while. The combination of premium design, top specs, and a bold move with battery size will definitely spark some strong opinions. We'll know more when Samsung makes it official, but for now, this leak gives us a pretty complete picture. If you're excited to see how this plays out or want to stay updated on Samsung's upcoming launches, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. What's slimmer than any Galaxy phone before and yet comes with a massive 200 megapixels main camera? That's exactly what the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge promises to deliver. But if you've been waiting for its big launch this April, there's been a sudden change in plans. Samsung has officially postponed the release of the Galaxy S25 Edge. The launch was originally set for April 2025, but reports now confirm that the release is pushed to May. The good news is we already have a pretty clear idea of what to expect and when. According to a report by FN News, Samsung will hold a Galaxy Unpacked event on May 13, where it will announce all the key details, colors, pricing, and full specifications of the Galaxy S25 Edge. Right after that, pre-orders will begin on May 14 and stay open until May 20. If everything goes as planned, Samsung will officially release the phone on May 23 in South Korea and China, followed by a launch in the United States on May 30. Other global markets will receive it later. So why all the excitement around this phone? The Galaxy S25 Edge is expected to be Samsung's thinnest smartphone ever. Reports say it will be between 5.8 millimeters and 6.4 millimeters thick. That's incredibly thin, especially when you compare it to most modern phones that usually measure around 7 to 8 millimeters. Not only that, but it's also going to be very lightweight, which could make it easier to hold and carry. With more people now looking for phones that don't feel bulky or heavy, Samsung seems to be tapping into a growing demand for sleek and slim designs. However, to achieve this level of thinness, Samsung reportedly had to remove the telephoto camera from the phone. That might disappoint some people who use zoom features regularly. But to make up for it, the Galaxy S25 Edge will come with a 200 megapixels main camera, which is still a big deal in terms of photo quality. And then there's the price. According to leaks, the 256 gigabytes version of the Galaxy S25 Edge will cost 1.5 million Korean won, which is about 1,049 US dollars. The 512 gigabytes version could be priced at 1.63 million Korean won, or around 1,140 US dollars. These prices put it in the premium smartphone category, but it's still a bit more affordable than some other flagship models from Samsung and Apple. Interestingly, the Galaxy S25 Edge was first seen back in January 2025 during the original Galaxy Unpacked event, alongside the Galaxy S25, S25 Plus, and S25 Ultra. But back then, Samsung didn't give much information. Now, with an event scheduled and leaks confirming the new timeline, things are finally starting to look more certain. So why is Samsung so focused on thinness this time? It's all about staying ahead in the market. More users now prefer phones that feel lighter, thinner, and easier to handle. Samsung likely wants to offer something that stands out from the crowd, especially as other brands also begin chasing similar design trends. In short, the Galaxy S25 Edge looks like it will be a stylish, thin, and high-performance phone with a big focus on camera and design.